Okay, everybody, it's a little bit after 3, and it's, of course, this is real casual, so you can come and go as you want to from the refreshment table, but it's my high honor to get to be the person to introduce you to our good family friend, Melissa Maravell. Oh, okay. Sorry. I knew I needed that microphone. Anyway, her husband, Richard, who's standing in the back there with the camera, he and I were friends, worked together for 30 years, and then when he married Melissa, Melissa came into our lives as well. And as a matter of fact, Richard is very famous also, although he never sang for the New York Metropolitan Opera. He's very famous for his African bird calls, which will get him to do mid-performance. As a matter of fact, that's how they met, but that's another story. So anyway, this is so typical of Melissa. She's so humble, and you would never know that she was a famous opera singer from her because she wouldn't tell you. Richard and Melissa came to visit our house once when our children were real small, the ones that you see here today with me sometimes, who are the teenagers. And it was the kids' bedtime, and so Melissa said, "Mike, can I borrow your guitar?" And I said, "Sure," right? But you're going to say no to a New York opera singer when she asked to borrow a musical instrument? And so she went upstairs, we all went upstairs to one of the bedrooms, and Melissa sat on the bed and sang bedtime songs to my children. And I was smart enough to record it. But that was a moment that we always remembered in our family, just from being friends with Melissa and with Richard. So anyway, I was able to find a little bit of biographical information on Melissa that I would like to share with you. She sang with the New York City Opera Company for more than 25 years. But her first love is performing a variety of styles of music, accompanying herself on the guitar, with original tunes, traditional folk music, pop standards, and even a little opera. Oh, please. Her career has taken her from the opera stage to musical comedy, chamber music, folk festivals, and now occasionally tailgate parties in Vermont, where she and Richard spend their summers. Okay? She performs mostly in Vermont on Long Island, but she's very happy to come to South Carolina today to entertain all of you here at the Waterford as a special favor for my mother, Helen McDermott, who's a resident here, as you all probably well know. Very interesting fact that I never knew about her. She comes from a musical family. Both her father and her son are opera singers as well. And at one point in their careers, when her father was younger, her father and she and her son all sang in the same opera in New York on the same stage.
Wow.
And I would tell you the name of the opera.
That was Carmina Burana.
Carmina Burana. What is that? So anyway, would all of you please join me in offering Melissa Maravell a warm Waterford welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mike and Helen. Bob and Patty. We got the McDermotts and the Robinsons. We're missing some of the McDermott clan. Audrey and Mary Ann, Colin and Sean, Connor and Sean. I do that all the time. Are off in different parts, Puerto Rico and Texas. And so we'll miss them today, but I'm glad you're all here. And we've been traveling now for a week ago Sunday. We started our trip south, went to Tennessee and through West Virginia. We've been trying to relocate from New York, so we've been kind of looking at different landscapes. At one point when we stopped in West Virginia, there were a lot of the little black flies. You know those? Yeah. Well, the little black flies, they have those in Vermont too. They're a little bigger there. But the man turned to me and said, "This is why they say it's almost heaven." almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia or South Carolina, country roads take me home. I hear a voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And riding down the road I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to that place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads take me home, take me home. Country roads. Thank you very much. I know the little poster that's out there says I'm going to sing songs of the season, and I have to stop very carefully to say that without getting all tangled up. But I'm not sure what season it is right now. I mean, today we've had a taste of fall. It was cool this morning, but I looked in the paper and it said Columbia 86. I thought, ooh. But we've been traveling through the mountains. A month ago we were in Vermont and the trees were on fire, and now we're down here and they're just the same kind of beautiful gold. So I think we'll go into summer. And this is technically out. Organ Vets. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma, she's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With your daddy and mommy standing by. Summertime and that living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy, he is rich. Thank you very much.
I wish I could do that.
Oh, so we need to go into fall, I guess some autumn. This one I need a cheat sheet on for a little bit. Only because I can't remember the French verse. We know it as the autumn leaves. Yeah. And actually, the French verse is not about falling leaves. It's about lovers no longer together. Well, so is the English one. But the autumn leaves drift by my window, the falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. C'est une chanson qui lui ressemble, qui tu m'aimais et je t'aimais. Nous vivions tous les deux ensemble, qui veut m'aimer et je t'aimais. Mais la vie sépare ceux qui s'aimaient tout doucement, sans faire du bruit. Les mêmes effaces sur le sable, le désaimant désunis. The night since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Oh, when I guess I got my first guitar, real guitar, one that you could actually push the strings down, about 12 years old. I still have that guitar. I love it. That's one I usually travel with. Today I brought, this is an old Martin that's older than I am. So, but and I grew up in a musical household, as Michael had said. I probably knew all the bass arias to the Messiah by the time I was 8 years old, always going to rehearsals with my father and sitting through them. And you know. So music was part of life. And I wanted to become a veterinarian. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to college and be a veterinarian. And I didn't have such a good experience in high school chemistry. But I think it was more the chemistry teacher in retrospect. But I also realized that I wouldn't, where would music be? It wasn't that I took it for granted, it was just so much part of my life that all of a sudden I realized, oops, it might not be there so readily. And so I ended up going to college for music and not being very happy studying it. So I became a theater major. And the theater department thought I was a music major and vice versa. So there was a tunnel between the two departments, actually, so I was always traversing the tunnel. After college, I went to an audition at New York City Opera. And I was, I guess, 21 years old, going on 21. And I went and I did it for experience. I had never done a New York audition, and this was one that you could just go to. You didn't have to have an agent to take you there. And I went and I sang something from Samson and Delilah, Mon cœur s'ouvra ta voix. And I cracked on my high note. Got to the end, and didn't hear anything. And 3 months later, they called and said, "We may have a job for you. Come and sing again." This was for the chorus. And I went and sang and cracked on the very same high note. And the chorus master said, "Melissa, we don't want you for your high notes." I'm a contralto. That's the lowest of the female voices. I basically sing more in the tenor range of a man's voice. And that's how I began at New York City Opera. They start you with one show, see how it goes, and eventually over the years, I was working there full time. And I lived a good 2 hours out of New York City. And it was a 6-day-a-week job, 7 months out of the year, so it wasn't that. There was always light at the end of the tunnel, even though the work was intense when we did it. So I think we'll do a little opera with all that.
I'll do that.
You'll do the high note. They don't seem to crack as much. When you're young, that's what happens. This is from Carmen.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, in the Autumn Leaves. Je t'aimais, I love you. In the Habanera, l'amour, love. Love is like a rebellious bird. It flits from here to there. And just when you think you can grab it, it flies away. Just when you think love can't catch you, it's got you. So this is an opera about gypsies and bullfighters set in Seville, written by a Frenchman, and so it's in French. And Carmen, I would say, would be the serial monogamist, is how I put her. She had many men, but only one at a time. And woe unto him who was the one before, because he was usually killed off. I'll sing it opera-wise first, and then we'll go into something more appropriate for the guitar.
Apprivoiser, et c'est bien au main qu'on l'appelle, celui qu'on vient de refuser. Rien n'est fait, mon nom s'oublie, l'un parle bien, l'autre que c'est. Et c'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit, mais il me plaît. L'amour. L'amour, l'amour est enfant de bois. Il n'a jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Et si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. L'oiseau que tu croyais se prend, bâti de là et sombre là, Et là, tu peux l'attendre, tu ne l'attends plus, il est là. Tout autour de toi, vite, vite, il vient, s'en va, puis il revient. Et quoi le tenir, vite, tu crois aller vite, et il te tient. L'amour est enfant de bois. Il n'a jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Et si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Ouais. So that's opera a la guitar. Oh, well, since we're talking about birds, love is like the rebellious bird, I think it's time. It's a very serious song now. Oh, times can get rough. And I grew up, even though I was on Long Island, on a small farm. What you would call a farmette, I guess. We had about 5 acres, and at one point or another, at least one of each of the farm animals, though we never had a cow. Though later in my life, I did have a cow. But we had some chickens. No eggs would they lay. We had some chickens. No eggs would they lay. My wife said, honey, we're losing money. We had some chickens. No eggs would they lay. One day this rooster comes into our yard. He caught them chickens right off of their guard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came into our yard. We had a milk cow. No milk would she give. We had a milk cow. No milk would she give. My wife said, honey, we're losing money. We had a milk cow. No milk would she give. One day this rooster came into our yard. He caught that milk cow, wow, right off of her guard. She's giving eggnog in wax containers ever since that rooster came into our yard. Thank you. Did we get the rest of the animal noises now? No. Oh. I spent some time at a restoration village called Old Bethpage, and it was basically a museum village. We had to dress in the hoop skirts and all. It was the village spanned from about 1840 to 1860s. So I was the hoop skirt version, but grew to love the music of Stephen Foster there. And he wrote Oh Susanna, Beautiful Dreamer, I Dream of Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair, all different kinds, from very sad songs to genteel parlor songs to raucous minstrel show songs. This is one of my favorites. It's called Hard Times Come Again No More. Come on in. Let us pause mid life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sob sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around her cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale, drooping maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart for better days of old. Though her voice should be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around her cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks would say, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around her cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around her cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
Thank you. Yeah, the words to that are just as meaningful today as back in 18 probably 62. Where did we go? I never really know where I'm going. What comes next? It kind of just comes into my head as we go. I think a little Hank, we can go with another slow song, a little Hank Williams. Believe it or not, this one's got references to the fall in it. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Hear that lonesome whippoorwill. He sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is winding now. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Did you ever see a night so long? Stars just crawl on by. The moon just hid behind a cloud to hide his face and cry. see a robin weep when the leaves begin to die. Like me, he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. The silence of a shooting star lights up a purple sky, and as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Wonder where you are tonight. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Stephen Foster again. And, you know, you can always sing along. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Wander Louisiana, my true love for to see. Rained all night the day I left, the weather it was dry. The sun so hot I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Had a dream the other night when everything was still. I thought I saw Susanna coming down the hill. The buckwheat cake was in her mouth, a tear was in her eye. Says, I'm a-coming from the south, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I soon will be in New Orleans, then I'll look around. And when I find Susanna, I'll fall upon the ground. If I do not find her, I know I'll surely die. And when I'm dead and buried, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. And now for something completely different. Beatles. That's what I grew up with.
Yes.
That's because Paul and I sang around the same key, so it was easier to learn the music.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the girl I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why he had to go, I don't know. He wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why he had to go, I don't know. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need that place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Anybody, this is going to be an odd, Alice Faye. Ring a bell?
Alice Faye.
There's got to be some. I remember the first time I heard Alice Faye sing. For me it was an old movie I was watching, but I was probably about maybe, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. I thought, who is this? And she was absolutely beautiful. She looked like Marilyn Monroe, and she could sing.
Oh, I don't remember.
You remember Alice Faye?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
else.
Yeah.
Was she in King Kong?
That's Fay Ray.
Fay Ray.
That's Fay Ray.
Okay.
Alice Faye. I'm trying to think what movies, but I've never sung this song in public, so this will be a first. And we're getting it all on tape too. I love it. In my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms. Still I feel the thrill of your charms. Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine. Tonight I'll see you in my dreams. Remember that one?
Yes.
I'll see you in my dreams. Hold you in my heart. Someone took you out of my arms. Still I feel the thrill of your charms. That once were mine, tender eyes that shine, they will light my dreams tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. I'll see you in my I think the Ink Spots did that too, because all of a sudden I can hear that. Oh, where to go? Where to go?
Anything from Texas?
Texas.
Little Willie Nelson?
A little Texas. I got a little Texas here. A little Texas.
All my exes.
No, no, my ex is in. Actually, this has a little chorus in it too. And figure out which key I sing it. Okay. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. For there's many a river that waters this land. That's a chorus. If you want to pick it up, we'll try it again. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me Pecos. We forded the Nueces, we swam the Guadalupe, down by the Brazos, Red River unrusty, the Wichita clear. It is down by the Brazos I courted my dear. Singing la la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters this land. Now the sweet Angelina goes a weaving and winding, the crooked Colorado goes a gleaming and gliding, the slow San Antonio courses the plain, but I'll never go down by the Brazos again. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters this land. She kissed me and she hugged me, she called me her dandy. The Trinity's rusty, the Brazos quicksandy. She kissed me and hugged me and called me her own, and it's down by the Brazos she left me alone. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. For there's many a river that waters this land. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. La la lee, Lily, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters this land.
Here's a little country song, actually of my own devices. I wrote this one. It's called The Old Cowboy. There was an old cowboy come home from the plains. He was looking to settle his heart and his brains. He was hoping to find the peace of the prairie when he met me, the brown-eyed girl. And Lord, in his blue eyes, somehow he knew I'd be lost forever, only to find he'd love and adore me like no one before. The old cowboy and the girl with brown eyes. Well, he waltzed across that dance floor. He took my hand, then he whirled me and he twirled me like no other man. Oh, his limbs, they were supple, they knew the lay of the land, and his hair shone of silver and gold. And Lord, in his blue eyes, somehow he knew I'd be lost forever, only to find he'd love and adore me like no one before. The old cowboy and the girl with brown eyes. Well, his skin, it was wrinkled. Each crease told a story, but his eyes, how they sparkled when he told of his glories. But he never felt easy in the arms of a lady till he met me, the brown-eyed I guess we'll wind up the afternoon with the way Judy Garland would. Then we'll do something else too. When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place beyond the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where those clouds are far beyond me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. It's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Birds fly over that rainbow. Why can't I? Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where those clouds are far beyond me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above those chimney tops. To where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over that rainbow. Why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? It's nothing without an audience. Thank you. Before we end,
Encore.
no, I just the guest in the guest suite where we're staying, over the bed there's a picture with a violin and Amazing Grace. So why don't we all sing Amazing Grace together? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound
that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Back to Amazing Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so
It
much.
was wonderful.
And also, I'd like to thank Jacob, our videographer, who's here today, who's going to has recorded this. And if you'd like to get a copy of the performance, either on DVD or CD to listen to, we'll make that happen for you. So, our gift back to you. Jacob, thank you for being here. And Jacob, he's available for other. Do you ever need a videographer for anything?
He's offered.
Jacob is a great guy. He and his company videoed my mother Helen's 90th birthday party 2.5 years ago. They were there and did a beautiful DVD for us of that. So I know his work already, and I think you'll like it as well. So
Thank you all.
Thank you for coming. I think
Thank you.
the tables are still open.
Yes, there's